from the theme park capital of the world, bringing you the latest in theme park news. It's the Thrill Geek Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Janine and I are holding down the old podcast fort.
The fortress of solitude +2.
But y'all are about to be really, either you're going to love us or you're going to hate us for these next several weeks, months, because 4th of July is over.
Happy Halloween. It's been Halloween since July 5th. I don't care what anybody says. I have pumpkins out already.
That is literally my whole TikTok feed is like, when I was scrolling through my phone like around July 4th and July 5th, and the algorithm knows me so well because it's like all these people posting these TikToks of like when the last firework goes off on July 4th, and it's like everybody's house is decorated for Halloween and stuff. So
there's a moth. Sorry, there's a moth in my house.
Spooky moth.
No, go away. I don't like you.
This is the content we need.
Scram. Oh no. Ah, I just don't like it. There's been like a wasp in my garage, and it like has been freaking me out. Okay, sorry, focusing. No, I just always say that the fireworks are just basically like Happy Halloween. Like we're celebrating the fact that Halloween's about to be here.
Like who celebrates Labor Day? What is even Labor Day?
Like, it's the end of when you're supposed to be able to like wear white, but like Labor Day we're already into Halloween Horror Night, so it's like it's basically spooky anyway.
Yeah, so. It is. So, but as of our last recording for HHN, we went over Stranger Things, we went over Jack and Oddfellow, and we went over Sinners. And then literally, I think wasn't it the week that I was in Texas? We got Originals week.
It was boom, Originals. Obviously, besides Jack and Oddfellow, because that had been announced a while before.
Yeah. So we got a bunch more to talk about. It's just going to be Janine and I. And so we're going to get through this as quickly as we can, give our thoughts on the Originals. We actually did today, as of this recording, we got the announcement that Nightmare Fuel is coming back. So we'll talk about that really quick. The show this year is called Nightmare Fuel Blood Noir. And the only description they gave was one little sentence. It says, embark on a dark musical journey and resist temptation as death-defying stunts lure you deeper into a vampire-ridden metropolis.
Vampires are fun. It sounds so like, I feel like, and I saw this on Twitter, which I think it's a very good way to look at it, is Nightmare Fuel at this point is a brand. It's not necessarily just like the show and like it's all going to be like the same, because there obviously were differences from like last year's show to like the prior shows. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be much darker, creepier, spookier. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Years previous, we've had, the circus theme. And what was last year's theme?
I saw it once at the beginning of the run, and it is like escaping me.
I usually see I've gotten to the point with the Nightmare Fuel shows. I see it a couple times at the very beginning, and then unless I have some friends or family that go and they've never seen it, I really don't go and see it again. Nothing against the performers; they're fantastic. Everything they do is fantastic with the show. But I usually just I see it a couple times, enjoy it. And then I just kind of move on, because by that point I usually start falling in love with the scare zones, and I'm bringing my camera and I'm filming everything.
Everything's in slow-mo. I mean, I joke with people like I enjoy seeing it like once per season, but like I'm a tired girl.
Yeah.
Like I can't hang. And so like you sit me down for the 30 plus minutes that it requires.
Yeah.
I'm half asleep, ready to leave right afterwards. And so I'm like, so that like kind of does it. And also like,
your body goes into like sleep mode. You're like, I'm sitting down, I'm going to take a nap.
And like, I'm different from Clint of like, I like the scare zones. I like people watching. I like watching everything. I'm a speed runner of the houses. Like you'll just catch me running in and out of houses like that have short waits, because I'm like, I like going through the houses as many times as possible.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Nightmare Fuel coming back, Blood Noir. So we'll have to see how the whole vampire thing, everybody loves vampires. We are now jumping into the Originals, because like I said, I think it was when I was in Texas a couple weeks ago, we got Originals week. And obviously Jack and Oddfellow's Chaos and Control was the first original announcement. That was the first house announcement we got. But we got HR Blood and Guts presents a Halloween Frightacular.
I'm so excited.
I am beyond excited for this house, because the thing with HR Blood and Guts is he's had a lot of really small representation at HHN throughout the years. and for him to finally have his own house again. He is the one of the lore characters of Halloween Horror Nights that us hardcore HHN fans love and we don't get enough of.
Well, I remember going through Welcome to Scary and people being like, "Who the heck is that?" And it's like, it's HR Blood and Guts, but it's like this definitely feels, and I know like this was rumored for a long time, but this very much feels like their way in an anniversary year to be like, "Thank you, fans, for
Mhm.
having been here for so long." I'm genuinely curious, like which like things we're gonna go through and see. Like,
Yeah.
I have no expectations for it at all. Like, I feel like I'm going into this one like truly blind,
Blind, yeah.
which makes me really, really excited.
Going back to kind of what you were saying, it's interesting. Everybody knows Jack's backstory. Everybody knows, some of these other icons, the director. Everybody knows their backstory. Like what you were saying about HR Blood and Guts. There's a lot of people that don't quite know who HR Blood and Guts is.
No.
They've heard of them, but like you said, you'll see something reminding something of HR Blood and Guts, and people will go, "Who is that?"
I
And they
genuinely wonder how many Easter eggs they're going to shove in this house too, because there's so many different things that they could do of like
Oh, sure.
the whole Carrie lore.
Yeah.
So like again, I feel like this is going to be very much like how Welcome to Scary was. It's a fan service house.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
like expect the Easter eggs, expect like kind of the unexpected. But I know like when this came out, one of my friends who is an absolute diehard HHN fan was
Yeah.
like, this is all I wanted.
Yeah.
This is all I
No.
wanted this year. So I'm like, yeah,
It's
that's nice.
it's really it's great to see that we're getting an HR Blood and Guts house that hopefully explains his backstory a little bit better too, because not a lot of people know who he is as a character.
No.
And I'm very excited for him to have some good representation this year at Horror Nights. There's some really, I think it's like HHN Wiki.
It's a good site.
There's some websites out there that explore his background. I highly suggest reading up on HR Blood and Guts kind of backstory to get you ready for this house, because he has a really fun and interesting backstory with the whole TV station thing and everything and his show. So definitely do yourself a little HHN homework and brush up on some HR Blood and Guts, because this house is probably going to be an all timer. Moving on to the other originals, Janine, you're really excited for this one, Cyber Goria.
So I am the insufferable person that went through Slaughter Cinema 2. And as soon as we got into Cyborgs, I'm like, this should be a house immediately, because I'm like, I remember Nightingale's way back in the day of the way that they had the trench warfare. If you were going through a tunnel, and
Yep.
to be able to see that again, I don't know, it like triggered something in my brain from like my youth that I'm like, I want this. And so I know that this is going to probably be quite different, because it's basically like a company versus like the machines, or like it still gives me Terminator vibes. It
Yeah.
still gives me like the whole, like there's so many components that there could be, but the fact that we're going to see like these like bodies turned into machines,
Kind of cyborg-ish.
it's cyborg-ish. It's cool enough for
Yeah.
me, and like honestly, like I'm definitely like super super hyped for it.
The little description that they gave says, awaken thousands of years in the future in this haunted house and brave a cold world driven by machines with a singular goal: to make you live forever, even if it kills you. So that is Cyber Goria. Up next, Invasion Alien Abduction. Make contact with horrors from worlds unknown in this haunted house where a ship full of greys has torn apart a remote homestead in search of fresh test subjects. I really hope Brain Fart. What was the house last year with You're Buried Alive, and then it ended up really weird with
Grave of
Aliens?
Flesh.
Thank you, Grave of Flesh. This house, aliens can be scary. When I think of scary aliens, I think of Signs.
Then those are like the genuine little gray guys.
Yeah, those aliens can be creepy.
They
Um,
can.
and I'm not talking like, not like Area 51, like cliche, the big boogie-eyed aliens. A different form of that alien. Those can be really creepy. So I'm hoping that's what we get with this house. I hope we don't get like big weird alien stuff going on. I really want like a very intimate, it literally says you're going to be going through a homestead. So like a barn, you know, kind of vibe.
So
So
the first thing when I read that, it made me think of SeaWorld's had a house similar to this, Farm 51.
Oh,
for
the
the
Farm
last couple of
51.
years. I'm like, oh, you're
I
going through a
remember
farm.
we went through that. That was
It was
that
so.
was a
Oh my gosh! But like we went through that last year, but then the year prior when it was just Barry and
yeah.
I was like losing my mind because of like
Yeah.
how dark. And, like it wasn't necessarily the aliens; it was like the way that like they positioned them like coming out. But like,
Yeah.
admittedly for me, I was like, ah, cool, it's aliens. Like
Mm-hmm.
my whole thought of aliens is I'm a massive fan of xenomorphs and like the Alien
Yeah.
franchise, and so I'm like,
Sure.
combine like the creepiness of like I feel like if they do it right of like the homestead invasion,
Yeah.
that is a primal fear of a lot of people's of like breaking and entering into your home. Like I feel like there's a way that they can really like get some like primal fears out of it, but
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be creepy, weird aliens.
That's kind of what I was trying to say, and it's hard for me to put that in words. I don't want like crazy abduction aliens, like, but kind of like what you were saying, aliens kind of creeping around your house and just being weird, creepy aliens. That's the great thing with the originals. When they announce the originals, is they don't give us a lot of information, so it lets our imagination kind of, when they
And
announced the IPs, they give us a whole 2-page press release, like the Stranger Things announcements and stuff.
well, it's like
Um,
when you watch I rewatched Hellraiser again this week, honestly, just to be like refresher. Like I'm realizing the last time I watched it, I must have fallen asleep because I forgot several parts of it that were like key parts of it. But
yeah.
it's like you can watch the movies or watch the shows and be like, that's going to be in a house because of like
Yeah.
what the scenic, like for the originals, which is why I think like I always get so jazzed of the originals, is like it's straight up just like letting these creative directors and these creatives and scenics like do their thing.
Just do their thing. Yep.
And like we don't know. So like I mean, I admittedly was not like the biggest conceptual fan of Darkest Steel originally. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to be scary, and it ended up being like my favorite house of the year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's what I always hope with like a lot of the originals of like it'll just like genuinely like shock you, surprise
Yeah.
you.
All right. Up next is Madlands Caged Cannibals. In this haunted house, a defunct zoo is now the deadly domain of wearing cannibal factions that have taken their animal instincts to extremes. They're territorial, they're hungry, and your lunch. I was very confused when this was announced. I was like,
So confused.
are they cannibals that are like half human, half animals? Are they human cannibals that are just acting like animals? Are they just cannibals in a zoo? Like where are we going with this?
So I'm now thinking what it's. I don't know why my brain has consistently gone to hell block for some reason with this too, of
Yeah.
like the whole like in cages, creepy, whatever. But like I think it's now basically that like there are these cannibal factions that have taken over the zoo and they've adopted animalistic traits. So like you're gonna have these cannibals who are like acting like lions in the way that they're predatory or acting like I don't know. I keep going back to giraffe. I don't know why I got a giraffe, but I'm just like, which giraffes are not, excuse me, like not,
Giraffes aren't very scary,
they're not
Janine.
scared. They're tall. I'm short. I don't know.
I
But
could see Janine designing a haunted house. Giraffes.
I mean,
Giraffes are terrifying.
uh, sure. Like sillier things have been done.
Their long necks.
Just like pop them out like the chupacabras. But it, there's a big part of me that really hoped that there were going to be animals involved in this when it was being rumored, because I feel like it'd be really cool to see like creepy, demented animals that have basically been turned into like they've had to morph and adapt.
And that's kind of the way, that's kind of slightly
Yeah.
where my brain went, was like, I hope there's animals. Zoo, you think of animals. So why have a setting as a zoo and you're not going to focus on animals somehow? So, but yeah, no, I'm the same way. I hope they involve, they could do the big puppets, a lion,
That was my hope, is like that.
tiger.
I'm wondering
um
maybe like they almost like if the animals have died, like there's no animals anymore. If like they basically like take the carcasses and have like turned them into things that are like their costuming. But I know
they're like wearing their skins and stuff. Yeah.
I forget which article it was that was basically that it was an interview and it was like it's going to be probably the goriest house this year.
Yeah, it was some official, I think it was either Cinema Blend or
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, no, I remember.
And like for me, that's slightly shocking considering Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser is going to be disgusting. Of like the
Yeah.
ones that we have announced so far, and like we know that there's a couple left, but like rewatching Hellraiser is so gory. what kind of gore is this going to be? So it's interesting.
Yeah. And speaking of Hellraiser, nice segue there, Janine. That is our we got one more IP announcement besides the ones that we discussed, the what was it, Stranger Things and Sinners. We
Yep.
got it officially announced that Hellraiser is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. This I know Mike Aiello on Twitter. He said that this was another white whale for them, one they've been trying to get for a while. And Hellraiser has appeared before at Horror Nights, but I don't think they've
It's
ever
never been a
had a
house.
full fledged Hellraiser house. I know there's tons of people that are beyond excited for this house. They have been wanting a Hellraiser house. I think personally it will translate well into a haunted house.
Yes.
But I think this is going to go along the lines of Terrifier for me. I had to watch all three Terrifier movies as HHN homework last year because I had never seen them. And I will honestly be okay if I never watch the Terrifier movies again.
So like I think we differ on that. Like the movies for me like did nothing, but like the house is one of my favorites that I've been through in a very long time of like
Yeah.
it was gory as heck, but it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Like it was a really good time. But like the movies like do nothing for me. For this, like the scenic in portions of the movie is beautiful and like will translate well to a haunted house. But like
Uh-huh.
art made me giggle. I thought he was silly. He's a goofy guy. Like seeing him around the park like they did, like made me really love the character because of how silly everything is. And then you look at like,
Sure.
oh, look at these like acts of terror he's doing.
Yeah.
Pinhead and the Cenobites do nothing for me. Like, and
Yeah.
maybe this will change throughout the course of the run of like me actually being able to see like the way that it all like blends together. But by
Yeah.
comparison, if I'm looking at like villain horror characters, Pinhead does absolutely nothing for me. However,
Yeah.
maybe it'll change. Maybe I'll fall in love with it like I did with Terrifier, and I'm willing to give it a shot.
Going back to what I was saying, I watched the Terrifier movies. I fell in love with Art the Clown, the character. But again, if I never watch a Terrifier movie again, I'll be okay. I love the character. Again, kind of along the same lines of Hellraiser. Pinhead is a cool character. He's never been a person. You won't find any Hellraiser merchandise in my house anywhere. No shirts, no action figures, nothing Hellraiser, nothing of the Pinhead. But that's not to take away from that. This could possibly be a fantastic haunted house.
And and it's like for so many people, it is their favorite. Like
Yeah.
this has been their favorite horror franchise for a long time. Like,
Yep.
and I mean, if The Thing or Nightmare on Elm Street are which are other classic like
Yeah.
80s horror show, watch me freak out.
Yeah.
And I'm super like the thing I feel like with HHN is like I'm always excited to see that other people are excited for things, regardless of if we are. And like you can respect the heck out of everything that goes into all of it, regardless. But I know like I was told from some people that 2 and 3 are not as great as 1, but they will be incorporated in the house. So if everyone's doing like a list, like a watch party, watch guide, watch 2 and 3 because it will be in the house.
Hellraiser, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, and Hellraiser 3. Hell on Earth. Pretty much the first 3 movies are what is going to be consisted of in the house. It says guests enter the iconic Lament configuration puzzle box, unwittingly summoning the Cenobites and opening a gateway to a diabolical dimension where unspeakable horrors await. From the shadowy attic in Frank Cotton's home, where he was cast to hell, to the disturbing Channard Institute, where the legendary box lures guests with its promise of forbidden pleasures. Fans will encounter haunting moments and settings from the Hellraiser franchise at every turn. There you have it. But yeah, no, you said it well, Janine. This is a lot of people's cup of tea. I know Brian from Inside Universal. He's a huge Hellraiser fan, and he has been asking for this house as long as I've known him. So I was beyond excited for him when this was announced that he gets to have his moment this year. And like last year, a lot of people were not excited for Wyatt Six WWE, but there's a lot of wrestling fans. That's the wonderful thing about Halloween Horror Nights is, there's
something for everyone.
There's something for everybody every year.
I mean,
if Hellraiser isn't your thing, you've got Stranger Things, you've got Sinners.
And it
There's
also, like, the casts make the houses too. So, like, WWE is an example. That got announced. I was like, I've never watched a thing of wrestling in my life. The only reason I know Rhea Ripley is, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing her name right, is because of Motionless in White.
yeah,
Literally the only reason I knew a single thing of wrestling.
exactly.
The first time I went through that house, I was like, oh, okay, it's really cool. I went through that house during Stay and Scream when everyone was prioing Five Nights at Freddy's and had so many runs where it was like me and a couple
Yeah.
other people, and it made me love and respect it so much more.
Mhm.
Maybe that'll be Hellraiser. I don't know. I mean, like,
We'll find out.
The costuming and design of the Cenobites is really cool. Like, I hope that they do all of them.
And that's the thing too, is there's some really, the character design, the creature design in Hellraiser is really, really cool. There's some really cool creatures, the Cenobites, all that stuff is really, really neat. So I'm very curious what they do with all of that. So I think that's it. I think we got through it pretty quick.
I mean, we'll be here sometime because we've got two more
We got
houses.
two more houses.
We've
Yep.
got scare zones. We've got any ancillary shows. We've got merchandise. We've
Food.
got food, drinks. Like, you're going to get sick of us again.
Yep. It's that time of the year. Like I said at the beginning of the recording, it's that time of the year. You're either going to love us or you're going to be getting very sick of us talking about Halloween Horror Nights because it's coming
the
quick.
Most wonderful time of the year.
Me and you did you see the beginning of our Barry and I's video?
Yeah.
I was singing "Oh Trustmas Tree."
I mean,
have this weird Halloween Christmas song thing going on.
But you know, it's great. But then, like, as much as we like kind of are like, ew, holidays, then we're like, hee hee, holidays, Earl the Squirrel, yay. Like, we're just a bunch of silly, goofy humans.
Yep. So, all right, I think we can get on out of here, Janine. I think we're caught up for now.
For now.
Yeah. And then I'll get this one edited and we'll have everything else announced. So, yeah, look for us again very soon with another Halloween Horror Nights podcast recording. And you guys can follow me online at IMCG83. Janine,
and
anything you want to plug?
You can find me at Scream Queen J9, and I don't know, put your pumpkins out. It's time.
It is. It's that time of the year. Get the pumpkins out. I have a Halloween Christmas tree, a black Christmas tree, so I can get that out. So yay. So but yeah, make sure you guys are following Thrill Geek across all of our social media platforms. Make sure you're subscribed to the Thrill Geek YouTube channel. We will be doing in-park construction updates. We got our first set piece in the park today in Hollywood. A giant clown looking thing. So things are starting to kick into high gear with construction. So make sure you're subscribed to the Thrill Geek YouTube channel. And if you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, do us a huge favor, leave us a review, hopefully 5 stars. It helps us out, helps us grow, helps us reach more people. So, all right. Until next time, take care, be safe, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
See you in the fog soon. Bye.
See you in the fog. Bye.